Oh my God, is this me?
This is you. You're the final caller of the day.
Ooh, praise. I've been trying to call for, I think the past 3 days. Love you guys. Great show.
Thank you.
I think yesterday.
What's your name? Where you're calling from, by the way?
Sorry. Yep. Sorry. Nervous. My name's Armando, calling from Portland, Oregon.
Armando in Portland. And don't worry, you're all good.
Wanted to bring up two things. One, I'm from Ontario, California originally, so I am frequently flying Alaska, Portland to Ontario, just because, I live 5 minutes from that airport, all that. Airline is decently affordable. So I remember looking up I think it was an article the day after this happened with that flight, that there was a pressure sensor that pinged, I guess, the third, the fourth, and that day of the flight. So they had this warning multiple days before this incident. So it just seems kind of damning that the airline decided we're going to keep flying this plane.
Oh, yeah.
Not only that, but they decided, okay, we know this is an issue. We're not going to let the plane fly to Hawaii. We're just going to let it fly, over the U.S., regular continental. So I'm just curious to see, what comes of it. And with that in mind, Tim Pool, for some reason, blaming this on diversity. I imagine it's because one of the co-pilots was a woman.
Of course. And
there is audio recording from the cockpit already, floating around TikTok. So I don't know where he gets this conspiracy from. It's just...
But yeah, I mean, it's the right wing. They latch on to some sort of identity issue. Elon Musk is all over that exact same thing, just like Tim Pool is. Merit should be the only
right
standard in hiring.
Yeah, and I think you guys mentioned that it's almost like Tim Pool's conditioning his more impressionable audience to let's look at this not as, okay, Boeing is not taking the proper standards or safety precautions to make sure everything's okay, or the airline isn't doing maintenance like they should. No, it's got to be a woman pilot or something.
Of course. I mean, that's what they do, right? I mean, don't look at anything structural about corporate power. It's either about an individual company or it's, some racist argument in that instance, or sexist one. Yeah, it's just the airlines are out of control. Boeing in particular, it didn't happen in the U.S., but there were malfunctions with, I think it was the 737, where hundreds of people died a few years ago, and they had to ground it then, and it's now this issue as well here, and Pete Buttigieg isn't doing shit. This is the kind of thing where, the airline deregulation a few decades ago is just I think it's hitting this fever pitch here when it's both in treatment of customers and in the standards for the planes. And it should be a priority in our government right now to be getting a handle on this. But thanks for the call, Armando. Really appreciate it.
Oh, could I just say one more thing?
Sure.
Related to, I think, Jimmy Dore hosting Alex Jones and talking about foreigners in our military.
Yeah.
My friend was an Air Force officer, and he, I told him about that, and he laughed because some of the most hardworking, I guess, loyal people that exemplify service are those who decide, I'm going to come from the Philippines or Haiti, and I'm going to go serve in this military because they want, for one, of course, citizenship, which is rightfully earned, even at their, own exploitation. So it's kind of ridiculous for anyone who has served and knows people coming from other countries to serve to hear that and believe it. It's just not true,
It's in the same way that crime by immigrants is much lower than crime by the regular population too, because when you're coming to the country and you're in a more precarious situation, it's just natural that you're a little more on your P's and Q's. So appreciate the call. Thank you, Armando.
Thank you guys. Left is best.
Left is best.